Hi, my name is Malan. I've been working with Sage Payroll and Sage 300 for more than 20 years, training teams and helping business to get most of their software. On this channel, I share quick, practical Sage tips to make your work fast and easier. Today, I'm going to look at batches, which is great functionality, Sage 300, which hopefully can give you a lot of time back and make your life a whole lot easier. Okay, so let's get straight ahead and jump into the system. Also, remember to hit the like button and subscribe to see more content coming your way. And please leave a lot of comments in and requests as well. Okay, so on the system, I'm in already. I'm going to try and keep it nice and easy and quick. On the system itself, if you just look on the left hand side, to access the batches, you go utilities and you go batches. And there's mainly two things we're going to be interested in today. The user-defined batches. You can see that, I hope, quite clearly. And the second one is batch instance management. I'm not a big fan of the wording. Some of you that might know me might know I'm not a fan of the wording. The user-defined batches I prefer to call templates. It's much easier to understand. And batch instance management for me is plain where we're going to update, import, capture the batches. Okay, so to understand the batches, it's similar to clocking or Excel spreadsheets. If you have anything in Excel, whether it's being canteen, even increases, meals, anything you can, if you can do it on the system, if you can capture it on the system manually, then you can also pull it in from Excel. But the first thing you have to do for the batches to work is you have to create a template. Okay, so you can see there's a couple of templates already. The one called sales, apparently, overtime, and production. Now, the one I want to create might be, well, payroll related. And maybe I'll do first price. No, maybe I'll just do an overtime one first, and maybe I'll do a second one for increases. So hang on tight, and let's have some fun. Now, if we want to create an overtime one, yes, we have to understand the system a bit, and now we have to capture it manually. So you have to know that. I'm not going to explain that too much, but yes, you'll go to the pay slip, you'll find a person who's got overtime, you'll go to the earnings tab, most probably on the pay slip detail screen, and you'll capture the units. And the system must work out the rest. So that's where you will want to point the hours. So if we want to create this user-defined batch, we're going to go new. It's going to be a wizard. I just want to make sure we can see that quickly. Okay, so I'm hoping now I get the wizard in properly here. You can see, say, welcome to the wizard, which is also good, always a good thing. It's going to try and help us to go through along the way. So we're going to go next. With this one now, the code is going to be nice and simple. We can just call it overtime. And short, I'm also just going to call overtime and overtime, but there's already overtime, so maybe I'll call it overtime, maybe new or something like that. And the batch instance type, that one is import, export, capture. Export I'll come to, but for now, I prefer just to make import, and we're not really going to do capture, manual captures today. We're going to go for first price import. So let's just select import for now. Company, yes, we've got a couple of companies. I'm just going to select the top one. And even here, there's some cute things here, which I'm not going to go into. For that, please go to Applico or Tideco University and go look for training. In my previous video, I've also giving you some links to that. If you want to have more detailed training on this. In this one, I like to click the allow multiple companies often and click and add all. There we go. There's a monthly and a weekly company. Okay, in this case, I'm going to just go next for now, keeping it simple, so I didn't do too much here. I didn't edit the defaults too much. And now what it's supposed to do, it's going to give me a bit of a template already on the right-hand side. I'm not going to edit that. I just want to add the things we want to capture. And that's where we want to know or need to know the system a little bit, unfortunately. On the employee side, if I click on employee on the left-hand side, I can even point to ID numbers, job titles, things like that. The hierarchy might be things like your branches, departments, leave. So there's a lot of flexibility. Employee rule, that will actually be where you can do your increases. And then payslip or payslip definition will be where we're interested to capture the payslip, right? The payslip will be with the once-off amounts, the things that we do once off, as well as the capturing of the hours. And the payslip definition will be more fixed related, travel allowances, things like that. But for now, we know by process of elimination to go to payslip. Now we're looking for earnings, so we're going to probably go down. And again, there's only so many options, so hopefully it's very logical to select payslip earning line. The code doesn't make sense, we're a bit stuck there, but we'll open it up. We scroll down and say, yay, there we go, there's overtime 1.5, and we'll select unit capture. Then I'll go to maybe overtime 2 as well. I'm going to see if that was overtime 1.5. I'll go overtime 2 as well and also do unit capture. And there we go. If we go next and finish, we basically created a template. Okay, so now on this screen, there's the template. It's pointing to the right place. And the only thing really we have to do is click on save. That's how simple it is to create a template. Okay, so that's the first step. If you don't have templates, you cannot upload batches. As simple as that. Now, if you want to upload batches, you need to go to batch instance management. I'm going to use something extra today, how to create a template as well. I hope it's going to work today. And for that, we're going to go, meaning a template in Excel and then import from Excel. For that, we're going to go create new batch. Again, I just want to get the size right for us. Into the screen. Okay, again, it's a wizard, which we said is a good thing. It's a pretty good, well, of course, it's a good thing. And we're going to go next. The template, yay. We have it there now. That's the one we created. So we select overtime new. But the import we need to change because we want to export the layout to Excel. So select export. Export options. Some, I'm not going to do calculations and sums. I just want to import the hours. So that's why I select the top one. Some of you might like to add a finer detail, select display codes and maybe select code just to make things a bit neater. But otherwise, this is pretty much what we want to do. We're going to go next. Now we want to export. Yes, I want to export. I'm going to go right click and select best fit all columns. If there is a best fit all columns, I want to export these column headers to Excel. But also helpful is to find employees and even export them as well. So I'm going to go locate and search. I find employees to make my life easier. Control A, select them, and now I'm going to export this one. I'm going to go next. I'm going to go browse to my desktop preferably and save it to desktop. Now, if I'm lucky, if my Excel set up properly, it might even open up Excel for me as well. I'm going to go finish. Now I have to go look for the file on my desktop, if it's on my desktop. It seems to be on desktop. Let's just close a couple of things there. Just get the size right again. But there we go. Pretty much. I'm going to go again, right click and paste at all columns. If you can't do that, you'll click there in the column and you might just double click. But this is not Excel stuff. I'm not going to dive into this for too much detail. Technically speaking, you don't have to do this. You can also delete things like the company rule, the payslip type, and process period. I'm just going to do that today to see what's going on basically. There's the overtime hours, 1.5. There's a double time. And now it's just a normal spreadsheet. Yes, we need the company number. We have the employee code. We don't even need the display name. And we don't even need the pay run. Wow. The only things we really need will be company number, employee code, and the overtime. So I'm going to punch in some random stuff here. And importantly, very important, we have to save. You have to save this. If you don't save it, well, then you can't use it. Okay, so that's important. Then if we go back into Sage, so let's just go back into Sage. In Sage now, we can go to, well, now we did the layouts, just to remind you again or refresh your memory. We went to user defined batches and we created the template. Now we're under batch instance management. We did new. So batch instance management. We did new and we selected export to create the Excel template for us. And now we're going to go create new batch. We'll go next again. Just get our screen ready again here. But we know the screen now already. So we can go next. The template, yay, we can use the overtime one. And now definitely we want to import. We can go next. There's this button where, well, it's a normal standard yellow button where we select the button, which means import a file. On the desktop, we double click on the overtime one and it's sort of working. It ran, it imported quite a lot of rows. Now, there we need to understand a little bit what's going on. So hopefully I'm going to explain it well to you. In the top section, well, not the top section, I'm not seeing the top section. This top section here, this is actually coming from Excel. Hopefully you can see that. There's company, employee codes, and the hours, because we did this. And just beneath that is what they call mapping, and it's mapping to company, employee code. So this is actually our layout. Okay, so that's what's going on here. Just want to quickly see why we're a little bit stuck here. I don't know why, because everything looks right to me. Just going to go tab. Oh, it's just stuck on the other screen. We have to click OK, I think. Sorry, just have to get my bearings there quickly. The reason why it's not want to go next is because it wants to ask to know where the Excel columns must go. So we have to map it. Now, quite a nice trick here, because we did a clean export. It's great. We don't have to map them individually. We don't have to go click there and click on that one and click on that one individually. We can actually go and use this trick to map the small blocky between the Excel stuff and the layout. So we click the automap blocky and it's supposed to be perfect. We can cross check, it looks right. We go next, we go finish, and we say yes, save the mapping. Yeah, and that's supposed to well, pull through for us. So that's that to me is already we're almost there. So now we had the layout, which is sort of step one often if you had to write a test. Create the template. Then we did the export as well, create our layouts, our input documentation. which might be step 2, get your Excel ready. And then we did the import, and now we're sitting with this information apparently. Now to go down the list, you see at the top, we did the create no batch. You can go detail to check it. I'm not going to do that today. The pre-process reports, I like to show that to you. That is now something where you will see you actually have a list which you can even take to Excel. And then I like to run the, well, we have to do the verified batch. That's very important. We can't get around that. So it's a verified batch button we select. And fortunately, everything's already selected already. I might scan through this just quickly to see the values. And then at the top, because every single blocky line is ticked, you just can click on verify. And then everything will be verified. We select save, and now the batch changed to a verified batch. And yay, now we actually have at the top, the next step will be open. We can now go to exception report. I always do the exception report as well. Why? Because the exception report will be a test. It will test if the report's working, especially larger batches. I will always do this just for in case there's errors, then I'd rather go fix the errors before I update it to the payslips. So I'm going to run the exception report. Yeah, it's running. It's supposed to be okay today. You can see it's running. And if there's errors, I don't mind too much. But today, there's some zeros there, so I know about that. So the zeros will complain. And then employee 8 would have been a big problem. So in real life, I would go fix that. But the others seem to be okay-ish. Okay, so I'm not going to fight with this one too much. In real life, if you have errors, you fix it first, you don't continue. That was why you run the exception report in the first place. Okay, for now, we're lucky we're in training, so we can continue. Now we go process batch, and this is almost the last step. We select yes, and this will take the hours to the payslip. After that, today, I'm not going to maybe reconcile for you. I hope you know how to do that, or attend some more training if you want to know more about that. But this is how you do batches, and it's supposed to take the hours to the payslips. In real life, remember, if things fail, you have to go back now and fix them. At most, maybe I'll show you, if I go to company totals, if I show you company totals, maybe in the company totals, maybe I'm lucky that if I go to my overtime 1.5, double click on that one, it will, oh yes, there we go. There's some, it seems to be something did work. There's hours 2 and a 12, etc. So it seemed to have done something. That's just for me a quick glance at if it worked or not. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this. Please hit the like and subscribe buttons for more content to come your way. Also leave comments, and this is basic. So if you don't come right with this, please do yourself a favor and get your company to book you for some training at Applico. Enjoy, have fun, and see you in the next video clips.